Yeah. Shooting the eye stuff was really challenging because we had to put, that's actually Pete Davidson's eye. I never got the wide shot because of the doctor actually told me as I was shooting the close up that if we shot too long, Pete's eye would get.
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
Hey,
Hi,
Vicky.
Jana.
Hello. Yeah, hi, James.
Hi, Jana. How are you?
I'm doing fine, and you?
Good, good. It's very hot in New York. It's too hot.
Yeah, and here in Brazil, is today sunny, but it's cold.
Oh,
So,
how cold? Like, what would you?
ah, kind of, let's say 65.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it's not that cold, but
Right, it's not that, but still cold for Brazil.
it's still cold for Brazil. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Oh,
Exactly.
we're not ready for that cold. So,
Yeah, no, you want a little warmer than that.
exactly. Thank you so much for your time. A pleasure to talk to you.
Oh, thank you for taking your time out.
Yes, and oh my God, there's some scenes that freak me out. You know what I mean?
Good.
Especially when you have a elderly father, and we are still used kind of seeing homes around here to put
Yes.
him in, and it's kind of scary. I was like, oh my God, perfect time.
No, it's a vulnerable world. It's a strange world. They could be high end, low end, and there's everything in between. And it's scary. It's scary because we're giving our, parents to other people, and it's a strange thing to do.
Exactly. So, what was like the inspiration for the script that you co-wrote with Adam?
Yeah, Adam and I are really close friends, best friends here in Staten Island, and it was during COVID. So we're both very neurotic people. So we're constantly discussing death, and our death talks increased during COVID. So because of everything that was going on, and simultaneously in the beginning of COVID, I don't know if you remember in New York, there was a lot of controversy at elder care facilities because of what Cuomo did, Mayor Cuomo, and there was a lot of deaths inside the facilities. And I think that coalesced with Adam and I had very specific thoughts. Neither one of us came from money, and we had uncles and aunts in elder care facilities when they were young. And we both had I don't want to say traumatic experiences, but vivid memories of visiting our family members in these homes. And specifically for me, the one shot in the movie where the man is facing the wall, I don't know if you remember the man on the fourth floor, he's passed away. That came from visiting my uncle, and I couldn't take my eyes off a very old man just staring at a wall away from everyone. I found it incredibly haunting, and it stayed with me. And I'm prone to very bad nightmares and night terrors, so it's plagued me over the years. Last thing that hit, I was my wife forced me to do yoga, my wife Selena, because I'm not very healthy. I eat a lot of Italian food during COVID, and I started doing it, and my YouTube feed was inundated with videos about longevity and getting wellness and longevity. And I think all that all coalesced into this idea about longevity, elder care facilities, and it all came together into the home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, amazing. That's really cool. It's like I said, some scenes are really creepy, and I was like freaking out. Especially, I don't want to spoil, but the eye scene. Oh
Yes.
my
Yeah.
God! I think it was the most challenging one that you guys
Shoot-
had to
Yeah, shooting the
create.
eye. Yeah, shooting the eye stuff was really challenging because we had to put, that's actually Pete Davidson's eye. I never got the wide shot because of the doctor actually told me as I was shooting the close up that if we shot too long, Pete's eye would get scratched and potentially irreparably damaged. So I was like, oh, stop shooting. Let's get the clip out of Pete's eye. And so we never got the wide, but I do want people to know that that is not a stunt eye. That's Pete Davidson's eye. And it was a very bold thing for the young man to do. So I don't know if I could have put that clamp in I have fear of people touching my eyes. I think that's where the imagery came from. It's a fear that my dad has too. I guess we pass our fears down to our children. But whenever a doctor touches my eye, I get very creeped out. And so a lot of the eye imagery came from that. My mom was a paramedic, and she had a lot of medical books at home. And there was one book on eye injuries that I used to stare at as a little boy when I was like 6. I'd sneak and look, and they used to have these images of eyes with punctured by like a knife or a pencil, and how do you deal with that? And I remember that all stayed with me for years. So that's where all that came from.
Wow, and I'm glad that I don't know if I'm glad, but oh my God, Pete was very courageous to do that.
Very
scene,
courageous. Very.
Yeah.
I couldn't have done. He was so tense, the young man. But he did it. He did it. He fought through his fears because he was terrified. We were all terrified. But luckily, no damage to his eye. He's fine.
Okay, that's good. Well, and what was about him and his previous work that made you guys pick him to play Max?
Yeah. So it was an interesting journey. I've known Pete since he was again, we're from the neighborhood like Adam. The three of us knew each other. We all grew up on Staten Island together. It's a small community here on the South Shore of Staten Island. So I knew Pete from a local Italian restaurant where he was a busboy before he was a celebrity. And I had just made The Purge, and he approached me saying how much he liked The Purge, and he told me he wanted to be an actor and a comedian. So we kind of hit it off. We stayed in touch for years, and we actually started writing together about 5-6 years ago. We just stayed in touch, always saying, oh, it would be great to work together. And then he blew up. He became a big celebrity. And so we were writing it during COVID, and Adam and I were like, well, Pete he's a lot like Max. He's experienced some tragedy in his life in his youth. He's a man who kind of, he works through his art. He uses art to process a lot of his feelings. And I had just seen King of Staten Island, his movie he did with Judd Apatow, and I knew he could do more. I always knew he could do more than comedy because I knew him as a regular guy. I knew him as a very soulful young man. So we said, Pete's our guy, and I knew he could do it, but I was actually more impressed with him on set because he's working with Tony Award-winning theater actors, and he just worked right in there and did a great job. He did a really wonderful job, I think.
Yeah, I love that movie of him, and I think he's such a great actor. His performances, he goes to comedy and goes to drama, and then goes to this thriller. Like he's such an amazing actor.
Yeah.
And the home, like the actual home, what was like setting? What was like? It was difficult to find something like that you guys can shoot. Was an actual home? Was a setting design? What was like?
We couldn't find it, to be honest, John. We actually looked for about 4 months, and we were actually thinking about either moving out of Jersey to another place, but we needed Jersey's tax. There's always financial things. They had a great tax rebate for the film. And then at some point, we actually were so desperate that we were saying, do we cancel the film and restart somewhere else? Because we couldn't find it. We knew it was integral to the plot. Like, it was another character in the movie. It was as important as one might say as the actors. And as soon as, Henry, my location manager, called me up. He goes, I think I found it, but they're knocking it down. The residents had just moved out. It was about 150 years old. It was quite old. It was run by nuns, and they moved everyone out. And we were the first people in after all the residents left. It was kind of creepy. It had a creepy feel to it, but it was perfect. We saw it, we're like, that's it. And then luckily, they didn't really want to do it, but they let us do it, and they knocked it down after we finished it. We were the last. It's gone now, which is kind of sad because it was beautiful. It was the size of a city. It was enormous. So we shot every scene in the movie was shot there, except for the scenes at Max's childhood home. So it was a great find, and I thank my location crew because I think in a movie I do believe location is incredibly important. Sometimes we overlook it, but in a movie like this, it is integral to the plot.
It was very important because I thought that the home is also a character itself.
Yeah,
so it's
absolutely.
not just the not just Max or the nurse or the patients over there, like the residents.
Yeah.
And I thought it was amazing. And for us to wrap it up, the cinematography is really beautiful as well. When he's dreaming, when he's going through crazy stuff. And what was like this approach on the cinematography?
Yeah, it was. I work with a man named Anastas Mikos, and he's a wonderful, wonderful DP. He's a very good friend. We've done 3 movies. He did my last movie. This was Night. He did one of our Purge movies. So we've created a great shorthand. That's a wonderful. It's the key, I think, relationship on set in a way. And we watched a lot of movies. We look at a lot of paintings. We go to museums together, and we wanted the exterior of the home to be living in the gray, kind of cooler palette. But we did want the interior of the home to have a warmth to it, and that was a challenge. Because we wanted it to feel like, oh, maybe this is not scary and creepy at first. And then slowly, if you watch the movie, we start with a warmer palette, and then we keep getting cooler and cooler until we get into that final act of madness. But working with Taz, he's a true artist. And again, it's our third collaboration together. So it's a great shorthand. And there was one movie that really inspired us called 3 Women by Robert Altman. And that was a great visual inspiration for the film.
That's amazing. James, this is the time that I have with you. I just want to thank you so much for your time. Muito obrigada. And a lot of success. And I hope everybody gonna freak out with the movie. But I hope everybody love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jana. Take care. Take care. Have a great vacation.
Thank you.
If you like to support or continue to support Jana on Camera, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share the videos.